Alright, what is up, internet? It has been a fat minute. It is your boy ChasmRift here, and today I'm making a video for once. If you didn't know, today is my birthday. As of this upload, it has been a good minute since I uploaded. A lot has happened. If you don't follow me on Twitter or on Twitch, especially on Twitch, ChasmRift is where I go on most social platforms. You'll be able to stay up to date on what's been going on because a lot has happened between the last time I uploaded a video and the present. So today, making a video because, like I said, it's my birthday. It's kind of like a tradition now to make a video on my birthday as well as having a stream. We will be streaming at around 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, assuming nothing goes wrong. You can find me on twitch.tv/ChasmRift. And today, for the birthday celebration video, decided I wanted to do a tier list based on the Kitakami Pokedex because that did come out, and there's quite a few Pokemon on here I'd like to talk. There's no real rhyme or reason how I'm gonna rank them. S tier means I really like them. D tier means I don't hate them. It's just that they're there. Like I said, some of these takes is gonna be based on either aesthetics, sometimes it's gonna be based on like maybe a running joke, might be based on how I feel about them competitively, etc, etc. Like, there's no real rhyme or reason, it's just me making a video. If you didn't like a reason that I put out there, again, there's no rhyme or reason. Let's not crucify me in the comments over this. But yeah, let's get into this. So we start off with Arbok. I just googled Kitakami Dex. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm just going to based on Pokemon that came out of the Kitakami Dex and Pokemon from PLA, maybe even some like, Alolan or Galarian forms that are added through Pokemon Home. Just do a tier list like that. A lot of these Pokemon, we already seen them in earlier games, or we seen me talk about them in previous tier lists. So I'm just going to keep it simple like that, just to speed through this. But Arbok, I don't know why Ekans is not on here. But Arbok, I got a little soft spot for it. I'm going to put it in A tier, because for those who see me do shiny hunts on my Twitch, you guys know that Gen 2, I never actually got a shiny Pokemon outside of the government mandated shiny Gyarados they give you. My first hunts was for Ekans, and we did get the Ekans on stream. That was a dope moment. We got another Ekans when I did the generational shiny hunts. So I am partial towards the Ekans line. Golden Gorgle, shout out to him. He has a Pogbok as one of his emotes, so I'm pretty partial to Arbok. If you asked me this like 5 years ago, Arbok would probably be B or C tier, but I kind of like it now. It rubbed off on me. Alolan Raichu, it's gonna be an A or S for me. I'm gonna put it in A just for the interest of time. I think Alolan Raichu is pretty cool. I'm just going back and forth between that and regular Raichu and also like G-Max Pikachu. I think put it in A. I think that's pretty safe because that means long term looking at this list, I don't want my S tier to be just flooded. So I gotta spread things out. Sandslash and Alolan Sandslash. So regular Sandslash, I'm probably put it at C. Alolan Sandslash, I put it at A. I just like the aesthetics of it. I like just the shininess of it. I like the fact that they gave Sandslash some love back in Gen 7. The typing is butt cheeks. Like, the typings are both great offensively, but defensively, this thing cannot take a hit to save his life. But yeah, otherwise, I do like its aesthetics. Clefairy, A tier, while Clefable, I'll put it in B. I really do like Clefairy's design. I love Friend Guard. I love Shiny Clefairy. It's kind of fun to use in VGC, just being able to sit there with Friend Guard and use Follow Me, and just be a good support Pokemon. As for Clefable, I don't know. It's like whenever you see people grow up, like when they're a little kid, like, oh, you're so adorable. And then you grow up and you're like, man, what happened to you? Like, how did you downgrade as you got older? That's kind of the beat I get out of Clefairy evolving into Clefable. So let's move on. Vulpix and Ninetales. So I'll put both. There's no real hate towards Vulpix. Like, they're both nice, they're both cute. They would belong in A tier, but I feel like that's more reserved for, you know what? I'm calling an audible. I'll put these both in A tier, and I'll put the Ninetales in S. I really do like both Ninetales. When I thought about it from Gen 6, I did get my own shiny Ninetales, which is really dope. Really great shiny form. Alola Ninetales is really cool. I love its aesthetics. I look forward to playing with it because in Gen 9 they did buff, you know, hail teams by turning hail into snow, and then they gave a defensive buff. So I really do like that a lot. Arcanine and Primeape, we're not going to talk about them. They're already in the decks. But Hisuian Arcanine, S tier. Great design, great everything. The typing is a little meh, but it's a very powerful Pokemon. It looks dope. It was one of the big highlights that came out of Legends Arceus, and I have yet to still use it. I have a couple shiny Hisuian Growlithes, but I have yet to use my own Arcanine. But shout out to people like K-Sun. Shout out to him. Poliwrath. Unfortunately, I put you in B tier, bro. I like you a lot. I love what you can do. I love this whole like vibe thing you got going on, but I feel like time just wasn't your friend. You know, like there's just been a lot of other great dope designs, especially out of the fighting type category. Victory Bell. I think Sandslash needs a friend, so we'll put Victory Bell and also Golem here. Actually, Golem, I'll put you in B tier. I think you look better than your counterpart. Like, that's the only saving grace you got, jumping you into mid tier. Gengar. Honestly, I forget if Gengar was even in the main decks. I want to say it was. It's just that no one really used it. That's how little knowledge I have about Gengar. It just disappeared in terms of the conversations with Pokemon fans. Like, dog. Like, it's still an S tier Pokemon. Let's not get it twisted, especially in the anime. Like, Ash's Gengar as a homie. Like, let's not get it twisted. It's just that I haven't really heard anyone talking about Gengar in a fat minute. Weezing. So competitively, it's the reason why it's in B. Like, I think both forms are kind of ugly. Not gonna cap. I do think the Cantonian form looks better than the Galarian form. To keep it a stack, no pun intended. But competitively, I think they're fun. I played against two of them at Peoria Regionals a couple weeks ago. Neutralizing Gas was, I don't want to say problematic, but it was there. I think I played both forms now I remember it. They were both fun matches. Weezing is annoying, but I did enjoy the matches I had, so shout out to my opponents. Shout out to Weezing, shout out to Neutralizing Gas, making a lot of things, you know, viable, or making certain strategies possible that was never possible in the past. Snorlax. I think Snorlax is too iconic to be anything lower than S. If you play, I'm not even gonna spoil anything out of DLC for those who didn't play it yet. But yeah, Snorlax. Like, I think S tier is almost undisputed at this moment. Furret. Shout out to Nightmare. We enjoy Furret out here. It's an A tier Pokemon. I think his shiny is really nice. I love the memes that are about Furret. I love that this thing is 6 feet tall, meaning it's technically taller than Charizard, who's listed as 5'11" in the Pokedex. But yeah. They're missing a lot of Pokemon sprites out here. But we'll embody this. Hoot and Noctowl. Hoot and Noctowl, I'll put them both in S tier. I really love their aesthetics. I love their shinies. I enjoy owls. I love that this thing just looks mysterious. I remember I had fun back in Gen 6 playing with this on a team. They had like a, I forget if it was like a, what the battle competition was, but it was like, I think it was Hoenn based. I could be wrong. But basically, like, I remember I built a team with shiny Noctowl on it, like a shiny Crobat, Pokemon like that. It was really fun. I just enjoyed Noctowl. Ariados, this might be a hot take, but I'm willing to put Ariados over here in A tier. I like it a lot. I will hope one day that we will see a future evolution for it. Like Pokemon like Ariados, Furret, Noctowl. I would love for them to get an evolution in the future, just so they get a little bit of love, so that we can have Pokemon like an Ariados line be viable in VGC and whatnot. Because I really do think this Pokemon has a lot of aesthetics going for it. It's just that one good evolution or just one major buff, and we can see this thing competing at events. I would not have no problem bringing this to an actual like Pokemon local or something. I just want to see this thing get some type of love down the road. Sudowoodo is kind of mid. I feel like the whole the iconic vibe of it being like a static encounter that was a fake tree, like that kind of is overplayed. Like, it doesn't work in the overworld type of games. Like, we just stand there and look awkward. Back when the games like like top down, where you kind of didn't have the best graphics. Ironically, worked better for Sudowoodo than it does today. I ain't even gotta say anything about this thing. Like, the internet blew up when Politoed came back, both in Gen 8 and now in Gen 9. We ain't really gotta talk about this. Yanma, shiny, I'll put in an A. As for his regular stuff, I guess his B is like, it's very mid. I just look at it and it's just there. Swagsire, A tier. Honestly, I think Clodsire kind of hurt this thing in terms of just overall popularity. Like, I love the Wooper and the Quagsire memes that have been out there over the years, but like, realistically, it's like, do I really want to put it up here? Because it's kind of a combination of both Snorlax and Politoed in terms of just the aesthetics, the vibes, the derpiness. If they both like did a fusion dance, you kind of get Quagsire. Dunsparce, as like fan favorite since Gen 2 from the entire community. It's not even like much of a discussion. Gligar, I'm putting it in B tier, mostly because Gliscor is an S tier. Like, if we did a composite, there would be like A, but I think Gliscor is such a great design. I love Dracula. I love the whole like vibe it goes for. I love his Pokedex entries that they talked about during Sacramento Regionals. I like this thing. It glides silently and then, you know, grabs food his tail. I'm like, okay, that's dope. Heracross, A tier. Wow, we haven't even hit D tiers for any of this. I think we should force some D tiers. Dang, it's hard for me to force a D tier because I just love Pokemon like that. Okay, I can't really force a D tier. I guess Masquerain, I don't necessarily feel right about this, but I guess Masquerain, I guess Chimecho, because it's such a pain to get this from a Chingling, like the whole process to get one, and I'll put Toedscool because Toedscool actually looks good. Toedscool is kind of annoying when it runs away from you while you're trying to hunt for a shiny. Oh yeah, this thing right here, put it in the very front of D tier. Like everything up here is ambiguous. There's no real rankings. They're just in the same tiers. This thing right here is a special case. Greedon deserves to be in the very front because I just don't like this Pokemon. Yeah, I can't really think of anybody else. No, looking at this list, I really can't look at them and say, yeah, there's anything else that's like horrendous that needs to be in D tier. Like, and these three, I feel like I kind of forced them in there, so yeah, let's keep moving. Ricardo, I'll put in B tier because the shiny is definitely cool. Hisuian, Sneasel. Okay, this thing was actually a pain to deal with back in PLA. I'm putting it in B tier because it was a pain to deal with. Piloswine, we'll put you in C. Nothing to you. I feel like I'd be crucified if I didn't put Houndoom in S. Like, why are you here on this channel if you don't understand why this thing is not S? Stantler, C tier. I like Stantler a lot. I'm just gonna put it there. Same for Mightyena. Mightyena, a few years ago when I was a little bit more edgier, I probably would put it like an A tier, maybe close to S, but Ludicolo, I like you, but I lost to you in the mid-season showdown at Peoria because apparently Life Orb boosted Weather Ball in the rain can one-shot my Farigiraf. Also, the Terra Water. So, yeah, that gimmick kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Shiftry, I'm gonna put you in B tier mainly because you do look cool. You're not the best looking like dark or grass type, but the fact that you're a combination of both, I feel like I gotta give you a bone because they gave you the worst typing in all the Pokemon with that combination. So we'll be nice to you. Gardevoir, I think it's best if we don't even touch this. Alright. Illumise and Volbeat, they go in D tier. Shout out to, again, one of my opponents. They had both Weezing and they had Illumise in their team, so thanks for support. That was a fun battle. Illumise didn't actually get to do much because they brought it game 1. I kind of hard shut it down with the fact that I have Farigiraf on my team. And then games 2 and 3, they just left him on the bench. But it was still cool to see one. It's cool to see that one actually, did a couple are doing well at actual physical events. So that's cool. Grumpig, when I was a little kid, I really loved Grumpig and Wishcash. Now that I'm a little bit older, I guess like that love kind of worn off. I remember how iconic Wishcash was in the anime, especially when it literally ate a Master Ball to avoid being caught. Grumpig, I guess the allure of it wore off because like I felt like it was almost impossible to get one as a kid because who used Boink. But yeah, things have changed. Crawdont, B tier. This was Gen 6 or earlier. Probably be in the A tier category, if not higher. Milotic, A tier. Ain't really much to say right there about it. I don't know. I feel like S tier is a little bit too high for it. I feel like it's kind of overrated. Like, I get why it's popular. I get why it gets a lot of attention and traction. But I feel like it's also kind of overrated now since Milotic is way more accessible than it was back in Emerald. Dusclops, S tier design, S tier everything about this thing. It's annoying to face against in BGC. Very fun to play with if you have it on your team. Great shiny. It hits it checks a lot of boxes off for me. Glalie, okay, I just moved some things out of order. Oh well. Glalie, I think B is okay. Mamoswine will put you back where you were. Staraptor, no comment. Cricketune, like your cry is S tier. It's iconic in the community. Everything else kind of holds you back. But I feel like that would be a safe A tier for you. Luxray, I don't want to be crucified. I truly believe in A tier, but I don't want someone to screenshot this and then crucify me because the Luxray fans are, toxic. This is electric type Pokemon, but they're very much poison types. So I'm just gonna put it there just to please people. Pachirisu, the people who glaze this thing, talking about how it won the world championships, they are extremely annoying. But I can't get over the fact that, Pachirisu is still a cute little Pokemon. I still think it's dope that at the time I heard that a lot of people were actually trying out Pachirisu, trying out Follow Me, trying out all the different support. But the fact that it won on the biggest stage back in 2014, what led a lot of people into trying GC. It led a lot of people to try out different strategies like Super Fang, like trying out Follow Me, because redirection wasn't really that big back then. To try out, some of these more niche picks. Again, I'm not an anti-meta player or anything like that, but it definitely brought a lot of people into the scene who otherwise would have, never gave VGC a second look. So I think it deserves its flowers there. Ambipom, mid. Just mid. I like it a lot, but we just had a lot of dope designs come out over time. Bronzong, shout out to Tree Stump, he's gonna hate me. Put it in B tier. I don't hate it, but it's just there. Garchomp, S. It's kind of fitting sitting next to Pachirisu because I think Pachirisu plus Garchomp won the world championships. So yeah, that's kind of fitting. Did we get Riolu and Lucario in the DLC, or were they in the game prior? This is what's really crazy about Scarlet and Violet. I really don't remember some of these Pokemon if they were in the game or not. Like I completed the Pokedex twice, but I don't even remember. But just to be safe, Riolu A, Lucario S, Weavile, you're A. I'm pissing a lot of people off with this, but I can't put everything in S tier. I already got to deal with one fan base. I ain't about to try to appeal to everybody. Bro, y'all go sit down somewhere else. Mamoswine, put you in A tier because I remember when Gen 4 when they expanded the Pokedex and gave a lot of Pokemon new evolutions. I thought Mamoswine was one of the doper ones that we got. Same for Weavile, so that still clears in terms of my consistency and thought. Yanmega, I'm gonna put it right next to Yama, okay? They're in the same boat for me pretty much. It didn't really upgrade it or anything. Gallade, I played this one dude in the tour and it was extremely annoying playing against him in his Gallade. But you know, that aside, I do like the latest aesthetics. I like what it has going for it. Like competitively, it's very niche. I like what they were trying to do, and I guess that reminds me now. Like I just remember now, Iron Valiant is in the game. Iron Valiant was in the base game, which means that these Pokemon have to be in the game at some point for the inspiration to kick off. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense to have Iron Valiant but not the inspiration present in the game. So that's all me for not remembering. Probopass. I don't even remember if this thing was in the game. I don't think it was in the base game. I don't hate his look. I was really considering D tier, but I don't necessarily hate the look. Dusknoir, shout out to Mystery Dungeon. I think Dusknoir from Explorers of, Time, Darkness, and Sky, he puts in an S tier alone. Frostlass, the PLA story for it, I would have had it in B tier. The little storyline they had for it made it S, because at least they gave it some lore. They gave it some love there. Conkeldurr, B. Let's just be through this. Levani, put you in A. I think that's fair. Lilligant, regular Lilligant, and Hisuian Lilligant to go in A tier. I think that's fine for the most part. Swanna. Oh yeah, Lilligant was already in the game, so let me take that out. Swanna. It's just there. Electros, B. Chandelure, A. It's one of the people always complain about, Pokemon are running out of ideas. Chandelure still looks dope. Alright, first off, they ain't running out of ideas because they can make anything abstract and turn it into a Pokemon. The secondly, Chandelure looks dope. So whenever people made that joke, it's like, Pokemon running out of ideas, they picked a bad example. Menshao, B. Mandibuzz, okay, yeah, we'll put you in D. I don't like you, Mandibuzz. Phantom and Trevenant. Phantom, I'll put you here. Trevenant, I'll put you in A tier. I think that's fair. Noivern is already in the game. I'm sure. Hisuian Gudra, I think A is a little bit too high. I like it. I had caught my own shiny Gumi. It took forever and a half to get one. I named it Eisendrache, which is German for Iron Dragon. I'm excited to use it if I ever do. Carbink, just there. Salazzle, just there. Like, they're just there. Komodo, one of my least favorite pseudo legendaries. Same for, ironically, Gudra. These two are like my least favorite pseudo legendaries. I just don't like the design or aesthetic really. Some people love them. I mean, Mimikyu, we'll put you in S. Like, I really enjoy Mimikyu. Oricorios, I'll put all y'all in B tier because I don't really think about that too much. Lycanroc, all of them can go in S. I like all their forms. Okay, I wasn't even putting them in S. There we go. Rabombi. Shout out to my Rabombi from Gen 8. That was fun. Charjabug is just a bug. Michael Bolt, same thing. Man, Mudsdale. I remember you were one of the shining stars of my first ever regional team. I'll put you there. And for the interest of time, we're gonna just speed through this. Morpeko, A tier. I did get a shiny one recently. That was pretty dope. Lurantis, I don't remember if you were in the game or not. We'll put you in B tier because you got an okay aesthetic. Dreadnought was in the game. I do remember that much. Cramorant, because they got the Pikachu one on here, I'll give it an A tier for sure. Flaffles and they're already in the game, I remember that. This was in the game. Basculin Legion, I'll give it an S tier. I think that's a pretty dope design and what they got going for it. Ursaluna, yeah, I think both Ursalunas look dope. Dude, Dunsparce is literally just regular Dunsparce with an extra, like, segment. Mousehold, B. Like, I don't want to think too much about that. Orthworm, B. This bird, okay, yeah, I do hate this bird. I forget that. I deadass don't even remember its typing, even when people told me it like 4 or 5 times. I'm just putting it here just because I hate it. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be on the list. I guess that means we can take Toadstool off the list, because I said I wasn't going to do regularly. Paldean Index. Ogerpon, I think all of the masks look cool. I'm gonna be hella petty though. I'm gonna be hella petty, and I'm putting the Cornerstone mask in A tier because for whatever reason, no matter if I played this thing IRL or online or whatever, I always lose to it. So yeah, I'm biased and hating on it. Finally, Dipplin, I think its shiny is really dope. It goes there. Okidogi looks cool. The other two, not so much. Sinistra and Poltergeist, I'll combine them together and give them a nice solid A tier. So yeah, that's my list. Yeah, hope everybody enjoyed the video. Don't crucify me on this list, but basically, question of the day, if I forgot to see it, it's been a minute since I made a video. Question of the day, what's your favorite Pokemon out of the Kitakami Dex or PLA? I gotta say, Ogerpon, probably up there for me. Ogerpon, I love the aesthetics, I love how fun it is to play with. I felt bad for its lore, but it's a great Pokemon. Other than that, I'm about to get out of here. Hopefully y'all can show up for the birthday stream. And yeah, peace.